It's the clash that everyone's been waiting for at the Tata Steel Chess India. India number 1 Arjun Erigaisi takes fort with the white pieces. He's adjusting all his pieces. The crowd is set in the background in Kolkata, India, and his opponent is the one and only world number 1 Magnus Carlsen. Magnus is coming to his game and he knows that this is going to be a big challenge as Arjun is in great form off late. And Arjun also beat Magnus at the World Rapid and Blitz Team Championships. So this is going to be a fantastic battle between the two. Of course, Magnus has this entire huge number of achievements to his credit, but Arjun recently broke into the 2800 mark in the classical chess, and Arjun is known for his rapid and blitz play. Magnus there adjusting all his pieces. Arjun, as always, cool, calm, composed.
Please switch off your mobiles and don't use during the game.
And as we get ready now for the big one here,
Don't use
the time
mobiles
control
when
is 25 minutes plus 10 seconds increment, a shake of hands, and we are off. E4 by Arjun, C5 by Magnus, going for the Sicilian. Knight comes out to F3, E6. We have the open Sicilian that is being played. You can see how Magnus is playing his moves slowly so as to sort of slow down the pace of the struggle. Feels like Arjun is playing pretty quickly right now. The bishop comes out to e3. This is known as the Sicilian Taimanov that Magnus has chosen the setup. And a3, not very common. Magnus now takes on d4. And queen takes d4. Now you can see the queen is eyeing this square, so the bishop can't be developed easily. He first goes b5 in order to develop his bishop to b7. Arjun goes bishop to e2. And Magnus puts his bishop on b7. Arjun now long castles. He has his pieces out, his king is safe. Meanwhile, Magnus is only developing his queen side pieces. What about the king side ones? They are not yet out. King b1, a useful move in general. And now the knight comes out to f6. Attacking the pawn here, and Arjun pushes it forward. The knight jumps to d5. He takes it. Bishop takes on d5. And now g2 pawn is being attacked. But will Arjun really care for it? Not really. He goes bishop d3, defending the c2 pawn. Yes, also this was hanging. Now Magnus chops off the pawn. Rook g1. This is bold play by Magnus because his king is in the center and yet he has gone on and captured the pawn. Now Arjun has this open file and he starts to put pressure on the king side. The bishop can't develop just yet. Magnus goes g6 so as to maybe put the bishop on g7, maybe just on e7, but the g7 pawn won't hang then. Queen f4 played here. And he goes bishop to e7. It's time now to create further play by pushing your pawn forward. And Arjun does it. h5 is on the board. And Magnus plays a very, very interesting move. He goes rook f8 just so as to secure his king side. I love Arjun's next move, bishop d4. He's just kind of defending the e5 pawn, and also maybe the bishop can be helpful in defense. Queen comes up, was threatening bishop f3, so the rook stops it. Also will be useful for defense. And Magnus pushes his pawn. He's creating his own play on the queen side. Arjun takes it. Now he could have even pushed the pawn forward, but then black could have also pushed his pawn. So queen takes b4. There's a small pin here, and Arjun quickly chops off the pawn on a6. The material is now balanced. Magnus plays his rook to b8. Maybe better was to put rook on a8, but Magnus feels this is a better one. Bishop e2. And now rook to a8 has been played. Let's see what happens next now. Arjun plays this very nice move b3, because now the bishop, you can see, is controlling this entire diagonal. Queen a5 trying to enter in here, but bishop b2 by Arjun says that this is not going to come as a huge attack. Check, king c1, and if you want to trade pieces here, it's not going to work because takes and king runs away. So Magnus goes rook c8, threatening maybe here so that this pawn is pinned. He pushes his pawn forward. Bold play by Arjun. And now Magnus takes here. The thing is, you can take the pawn. There is a danger of bishop takes c4, but then you can go rook c3 and pin here. But instead, Arjun goes queen d4. And now the problem is that this h pawn is very strong. He pushes it forward. Rook c3 is a must now. He should play it, but instead he goes rook h3. And rook g8, taking the open file. The only move for Arjun now is king c2 with the idea of rook to a1, trapping the queen. Yes, he finds it. This is incredible play by both the players in a complex position. They are maintaining the balance here. Queen a8, nice move. Maybe bishop e4 is coming up here. Bishop f3 could be a good idea because take, queen takes this, queen takes d7, problems there. But instead, he goes rook c3, and this is a big mistake here by Arjun, because now bishop e4 check is a very powerful move. And let's see if Magnus manages to find it. Well, he plays it, and the main point being, if you go king c1, there's bishop g5 check. That is a big problem. So he has to play bishop d3, and now bishop f3. Beautiful play by Magnus. Somehow you can see he's managed to completely box up white's pieces. Rook comes to a8, and now queen c6 has been played. Arjun takes the pawn on h7, and now if you play rook h8, maybe some ideas like queen f4 can be very, very powerful. He goes rook g2, and Arjun now puts his bishop on a3. He takes, rook takes, and everything's looking great for black after h3. The h pawn is just queening very, very quickly. Rook queen comes to h4, and now pawn to h2. Rook a1, trying to stop the pawn, but Magnus goes rook g1. If you take here, I take your rook. He takes on h2, picks up the rook, and Arjun is now a full rook down. Bishop g6, trying to play for the final couple of tricks. Don't think this is going to work against Magnus Carlsen. And he goes king d8, trying to run away from here. And this is completely winning position for Magnus. Arjun tried his best, but in the end it was Magnus Carlsen who wins. And look at there, Arjun has so much respect for Magnus that instantly after the game ends he has some questions for him. I think this is the thing that Arjun and all the other young Indian players really love playing Magnus, because they get to learn so much from him, from his ideas, from why he took certain decisions, and this every game helps them to elevate their understanding of chess. And you can see that Arjun has many questions, and Magnus is also replying to the best that he can. But what a day it has been for Carlsen today. He won all his 3 games. He beat SL Narayanan in the first round of the day, then Wesley So, and now Arjun Erigaisi. He's actually moving towards the title in a very rapid manner.